That's just a joke that I've started doing lately because it seems like all the young girls really go crazy over Colton, and I'm more the older women's favorite. So, anyways, I don't know. I just been.
Honestly, I don't know where he comes up with his info and where he gets his results from the face and the talent comment. And actually, that was new uh, for me to hear that on live television. So kind of caught me off guard. I really appreciate that. I'm so used to my brother being so humble throughout the years, you know.
Oh yeah. Honestly, it was really, really spur of the moment. We had done some little gigs, and I believe we were in Nashville or something like that. And right when we got back, our keyboard player in our band, he actually said that he was going to go audition for The Voice, and asked if we wanted to ride along with him to Memphis. And I think we decided to go on a Thursday and left on Friday, and that was it. It was very, very spontaneous. I didn't even know that they were having auditions there. Oh yeah,
It was.
yeah. It was not planned at all.
Well, we actually wanted to do a song that could cross over from country to a little bit of the rock fans, you know, because we grew up listening to, you know, the Eagles and one of our favorite bands. So we wanted to find a. It's really hard to, you know, get one of those perfect songs that can hit the genres that you want to hit, and so we're pretty happy with our song selection, and we're getting great response from it, and you know we had to sing to all the American girls out there.
We just we wanted to do something first of all that had some energy. Going through the whole process and rehearsals and everything. Uh, Obviously, most people in here want to do that big power song, and which is cool, and hopefully we'll get to do a few of those. But we wanted to do something because our personality on stage is like fun and energetic, and so we wanted to do something just basically to wake them up, something that they hadn't heard earlier in the day or whatever, and so that was a little bit of the idea behind it too.
The audience was absolutely amazing during that performance. We really didn't know how they were going to react. We knew, I mean, we've played 1,000 different gigs, and we usually get a pretty good response. But this is a totally different area. This is L.A. You know, we've barely been here. We've been here just a couple of times, but to see these people get on their feet and start clapping and singing along, it was one of the coolest feelings in the whole wide world. I mean, you almost forget that you're doing a blind audition. You just think, oh, this is just another show. And actually, some of the other contestants that watched our blind audition said it just looked like we've been on tour. It was just another show for us. So that was really cool. And we're getting a lot of good feedback from the fans. And but just to be in that atmosphere and a full crowd cheering you on, that you know they don't know who you are until just that moment, that was pretty cool. I mean, they responded very well. We couldn't ask for a better crowd.
Yeah, because the thing about the blind auditions is that the crowd, they don't see the story that you see on TV beforehand. It's just you walk out on a dark stage and sing, and as soon as we started, I mean it just erupted, and it was a great crowd. And I think one is because we did a song that we got them into, and two, they knew that they were like a part of this big thing, like one of the top shows on television right now, and just all of that combined, like that was the funnest part for me. I mean, the chairs. That's like a amazing feeling to see a chair spin around, but the just getting the crowd into it and being on that stage in that moment, like that's what I'm all about, man. I love just the performance side of it. So it was a lot of fun, very surreal. It was really cool.
Seeing Shakira turn around first was absolutely mind blowing, and I honestly was almost afraid to look at the woman, and but she absolutely made our day when she turned around. I was like, yes, we got it. And then to have Usher and Blake turn around as well, it was very unexpected. We didn't know what was going to happen, and they waited till the middle of the song. So my brother and I were both getting kind of discouraged during the middle of the song because we're like, "Oh man, we might be let down here." We were having a good time with the crowd, but the whole goal is to get that judge to turn, or the coach to turn around. And when Shakira turned around, man, it was pretty it was pretty distracting, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you start losing focus real fast. You're like, oh my gosh, this is happening for real.
It is like a dream being up there, because you're stressed out enough anyway. So it's like I can't even explain the feeling of just being up there. Like it's almost kind of like a blur right now, to even think about it. But I know the first thing I said when I came off stage was, "Man, I hope they don't show my face at the exact moment that Shakira turned around, because that girl is like gorgeous, you know." So when when she turned around, it was pretty breathtaking. And then, but then after that, we kind of, I know, at least for me, I had a sigh of relief, and then I was like, well, let's rock and roll, we're here, let's do it. And so I mean, there is nothing that can compare to it. I tell Colton, every time we watched a rerun last night, and then I will look it up on YouTube every now and then, and I'll be like, dude, it never gets old. Like, even just watching it and knowing how I felt when that happened, like that feeling, it just never gets old. It is amazing.
The last thing we did before we went on stage was pray, and we kind of knew, and we kind of had a piece about if Blake turned around, we kind of knew that was our guy, and and we can't see Blake turning around and us not picking him, because we obviously know Oklahoma would probably shun us for the rest of our lives if if we didn't pick Blake Shelton. And he's from our backyard, and he's been where what we're going through right now. And I just think we couldn't have picked a better coach, and thank God that we did, because we did pick Blake, because he's been so cool. And even when the cameras aren't rolling, he is still there talking to you. Even if it's not going to make him look good or benefit him, he's still there talking with us, just helping us out, giving us pointers. He's been great at emailing us back. He's been like another big brother, and so we're really happy with the decision we made. And of course we talked about it before we went on, but
we looked at the good and bad
right.
in all the coaches, and there's not a lot of bad in any of them, but the pros and cons, I guess. And even if we weren't from Oklahoma, I think just given our personality, we want somebody that is really genuine. Not saying that the others aren't, but we had this feeling that with Blake, it was going to be the real deal. And for sure, what you see on TV is what you get. Like, he is a goofball and just very, very comfortable to be around. And we even off camera, we've talked about going hunting and all that kind of stuff in Oklahoma. So like, he's really he seems like someone you'd hang out with at home. And
but that being said, you can't go wrong with whatever coach you pick on this show right now.
Yeah, that's true.
You just can't. We've talked to other contestants, and man, these people are invested in your lives, and they're invested in your career, and they want to see you succeed. Each and every one of them: Adam, Shakira, Usher, and Blake. So we're pretty happy with our decision, but we know that the other coaches are just as real and just as cool as Blake has been.